if female audiences see this trailer in theaters, you know, how do they feel? I was like, oh, chick, it's this chick. She's the protagonist.
We're a couple of souls with a couple of holes. And on today's video, and here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Cilla Black. Surprise, surprise! The unexpected hit you between the thighs. That's the surprise you'll see. Surprise, surprise. I bet you weren't expecting that for a crazy opening, didn't you? I only thought about it when I walked into this room because that's the kind of loon I am. God bless you, Cilla. 10 days from now, you blathering idiots, Supergirl is unleashed at a cinema near you. I bet you can hardly wait. Just like the Jennifer Love Huge Tits movie. And speaking of huge tits, how's it going with James Gunn and his effeminate sidekick, Craig Gillespie?
Craig has been one of my favorite directors for many years. Tanya was my favorite movie the year that came out. And so him coming in was awesome. And just as weird is Millie. I mean, even weirder in a way. Because when I first read Woman of Tomorrow, Peter and I were just in talks about taking over DC Studios. It was not a done deal.
But still, that didn't stop us from fans.
Better than Captain Cuntface, too.
Oh, what a terrible interview that was. In fact, James Gunn, you can always count on that man to interrupt your conversation when the other person who's in charge of the film, allegedly. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick reminder of the awful marketing that's led us up to this path on the road to destruction. Millie Alcock thrust, do you see what I did there, into the limelight as Kara Zor-El. And I look at her and I think, what the hell? But on that one, folks, leave a like below, tickle that subscribe button, and let's get on with today's video.
Kung Fu Hot Dog likes big ones.
Now it looks like Warner Brothers has a superhero problem because all the male dudes like Batman and Supes are cast into a corner only to be recalled because they've got to prop up the super female leading character in a film that nobody's going to see. Don't believe me? Then have a look at Angry Joe and how he says to everybody in his audience, please, 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 please go and watch Supergirl because we need male butts in the theaters.
Support Kara, a cousin, and I hope you do.
Fuck my life.
Go get some tickets, and thank you guys so much for watching.
Male butts that will leave a shit stain after they leave with their popcorn still intact. Now have a look at this, folks. They're setting us with sped up filmed footage of Supergirl kicking ass. That's right, because if you saw my reaction to the very first trailer, or should there be the first official trailer drop, she was just swinging things around, didn't look like she was enjoying herself. I didn't get the idea why they call her super if there was nothing super about the physical feat of action she was taking against her enemies coming up towards her. But this one looks okay. Boom. Well, there you go. And then you bring in Lobo, who's not in the comics, and he seems to be having a lot of fun. That's why they've included him on the poster, because no one's going to go to a Supergirl movie if you don't see a bit of male action on that poster. And I guess the male action is, with a capital A, Jason Momoa. No matter what camera angle you launch at Millie Alcock, the woman just looks half past dead. And her good-looking friend next to her is Anna Noguera, or as I like to call her, Anna I Ain't Got No Idea. She's the woman who acted in a few episodes of the Vampire Diaries. Remember that show?
The film that there's so much power and vulnerability.
Yeah.
And there's so much strength in humanity.
Yeah.
And you know, you don't have to save the world, you can just save your own. And saving yourself sometimes is the best thing that you can do for those around you.
First of all, wait a minute. Is the whole point about being a superhero or heroine is to save others? Then maybe reflect on your actions later on, because with that great power comes great responsibility, or something along those lines. But speaking of great power and no responsibility whatsoever, It's the human foreskin himself, Stephen Frosty Weintraub, the man with a personality of 1,000 ball sacks all rolled into one. Go ahead, Stephen.
Yes. Thank you.
Millie, I have to start with you. You have been, how did I write this? You've been part of House of the Dragon and the DCU.
Yeah, clearly the man has done no research because, oh dear, if he trips up and mentions that Millie Alcock quote about owning her own body, he's finished. This interview is finished. The whole goddamn courtroom is finished. God, I gotta watch that movie again.
You know, she's fighting alongside Lobo. The women love the Jason Momoa.
I managed to film this of Supergirl. What a comparison to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe's poster, and you put the side by side and you can instantly tell which one is more appealing.
He sees the good in everyone. And I see the truth.
Which is bullshit, because if she's referring to her cousin Clark Kent, Kal-El, Superman, he sees the good and truth in everybody. So why is she taking his tagline and using it for herself? That's right, it's James Gunn and Craig Gillespie who are feminizing this woman to take over the man's role.
This is exactly what I'm always doing, and that's when I read the script the first time. It was so in my wheelhouse. Yeah. To have a character, I don't know, this has not been a deliberate thing for me. I haven't been out to make movies about outsiders and underdogs, but it just seems to have presented itself as a theme that I'm always attracted to.
Millie's lips are drying up there. What is going on? That's actually quite a good freeze frame, by the way, folks. I might use it for my thumbnail. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's gawp at the gormless thumbnails of Millie Alcock as Supergirl. She's trying to put on a smile. Oh, that one next to her, but big ticket. She looks half past dead already. No improvement with this one. It gets slightly better with that one. Even worse with this one with Eve Ridley, but I won't pick on her because she's being a very playfully professional actress here in this set of round of interviews. Again, get your best foot forward and your last foot back. And oh, look at that. We're going to get some male testosterone action here, courtesy of Jason Momoa. And right again, more Momoa, because we like a bit of Momoa. And oh, look at that. Millie Alcock assigning different expressions more than Tessa Thompson.
The biggest challenge was just having to mime and really use your imagination and submit to feeling a bit silly.
What? It's that subtitle problem again. What happens if I click Fifi? She was saying mime and really use your imagination and submit to feeling a bit silly, you know. Millie Alcock, folks, looks so enthused. She can't wait to get out there on the publicity trail and go for it on NBC, CBS, and... oh, it can't be ABC because they're Disney, they own Marvel. And oof, I gotta say, this is quite the sorry state of affairs, folks, when Millie Alcock just assigns a new face for a new day, a new dawn, and a new way. But honestly, I cannot see this film doing much more less than $340 million worldwide at the box office. Now, if you've been paying close attention, 007, to my videos where I've covered this story about Supergirl, I was willing to give it the chance. But the more I saw things being unraveled before my very eyes and my very thighs, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't looking good. And I don't think it's going to get any better in the next 10 days because the projected ticket sales, the stampedes to your local Cineplex, or even downloading the tickets onto your WhatsApp phone are nowhere to be seen because it's the A word, folks.
Everybody, A-S-S-H-O-L-E.
No, not that one. It's apathy. No one has any vested interest in watching this film. I'm probably going to go and see it because I got a Cineworld near me, and I might just check it out because I guess it's my job to review these films for you. And I am not looking forward to it. In fact, the last trailer that I saw, the most recent one that we watched on Supergirl, where you actually had to turn on the subtitles because Millie Alcock has never seen a superhero film in her life.
We haven't been formally introduced.
Let me put on subtitles and just see what she was trying to say. Oh, was that it? Who was the sound person on this film? ridiculous. And it's not the only time that Millie Alcock has been in front of a camera and you can't understand the flaming word she is saying. Now, I'm not casting her nationality or gender upon this video or my so-called critical analysis, but honestly, if she was wearing retainers inside of her mouth, I might understand, but clearly the retainers didn't sort out her big gobbledygook teeth, did they? She doesn't understand the quips that a superhero has to give off to the bad guy, but I would argue James Bond and Arnold Schwarzenegger and all those roided up testosterone superheroes, real He-Man of the 80s action cinema phase and the 90s, brought to life in such vivid fashion.
We are in charge.
Right? Wrong. I'll give you a war you won't believe. Son of a bitch must pay.
But of course, when all is said and done, folks, this film will be an absolute disaster at the box office. And who is going to be blamed for your troubles? It will be us men, the men who are being slowly erased from the existence of humanity. But we will keep fighting back because it's a man's world, to quote James Brown. Oh, I tell you what, folks, nothing screams, I can't wait to model this outfit with a very short skirt in front of my adoring cousin and lots of gooner men, because I want to protect my body, because it's my body, goddammit. Don't you miss the days when you had people like Marky Post on The Fall Guy parading around in a bikini because she was an absolute based actress and knew that her body and her looks would get male viewers to sit down and not unzip their trousers in front of the small screen? I wasn't one of them, so don't look at me, you idiots.
We haven't been formally introduced.
Ooh. And that expression on Millie's face tells me this film is going to be an absolute disaster. Oh, well, lads, if you're hoping for a bit of a panty peek up Supergirl's super skirt, well, go somewhere else, I suppose. Disappointing.
You tell me something that they told you you needed to do with this movie that had to kind of like
make it shit. And I will say this much, if it does absolutely catastrophically fail, what does this mean for James Gunn and Peter Safran, his part-time bum lover? I guess they'll be holding on to their jobs just like Microsoft for the next couple of years, and then after that, if I were you, Warner Brothers, because you're just as dumb as Sony Pictures, you should probably leave the DC universe alone for the next 10 years and then come back when all the dust has settled and maybe, just maybe, start all over again and pretend these last few years never happened. And on that one, folks, if I were you and if you were me and a case of up, up and away, I will catch you catching me for the return of the next video.
You're out of order! You're out of order! You're out of order! The whole trial is out of order! They're out of order! That man! That's crazy!
Who's in charge of the film, allegedly, is trying to get a word in edgeways. Or even edgeways.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Dream of me. I'll make your dreams come true. Everything's possible with me.